Feel free to roll out your mat and let's get started. So go ahead and find an easy seated position on your sit bones. Feel free to scoot your sit bones back, make your hips nice and wide, and feel down into the sit bones, feel nice and supported as you extend your spine up towards the sky. Take a moment to close down your eyes or find a soft gaze. Sealing the lips, and start to just take a few inhales in through the nose and out through the nose. Just checking in with how you're feeling internally, noticing what your internal landscape looks like here in this moment. Take a few deep breaths here just to allow yourself to arrive in the space. If your eyes were closed, gently flicker them back open. Let's start to invite in a little bit of movement here. So placing your hands on your lap, we'll take a few seated cat and cows. On your next inhale, reach your heart forward. Hands can slide up your thighs, lifting the chin and the gaze. And exhale, start to bring your hands back up around your knees, rounding through the spine, bringing your chin down towards your chest. So it's an inhale to come forward. Think of cow pose, arching the spine, lifting your chin and gaze. And exhale, rounding the spine, letting the chin drop, feeling the upper back broadening. Inhale, come forward to your seated cow. And exhale, seated cat. Go ahead and move like that a few more times with your own breath and pace. You might have this a little bit faster of a pace, maybe a little bit slower, just depending on how you're feeling in this moment. Just allowing some blood flow to invite back into the spine, loosening up through the spine. Take a few more seated cat and cows, no rush. On your next inhale, come back to a tall spine in your upright position. Stretch your right fingertips out to the right side of your mat. Inhale, reach your left arm up towards the sky, and exhale, side bend to the right. Think about keeping that left sit bone rooted down towards the mat as you stretch from your left hip flexor all the way up to the left fingertips. Find a steady gaze here, either down at the right hand or up at the left hand, just finding whatever's comfortable for your neck there. Nice breath in, long, slow breath out. On your next exhale, windmill the hands down in front of you. Find a seated forward fold. Hands can be flat, palms to the ground, or up on the fingertips. If you feel like you need to keep walking your sit bones back to feel a little bit deeper stretch, feel free to do that. And you can round your spine a little or a lot. So maybe you even decide to keep a more upright position here and a more neutral straight spine, or rounding through the spine as much as you would like. If you're rounding the spine, perhaps even let your chin come down towards your chest. Maybe give the head a gentle shake side to side. Nothing too particular here. Just starting to feel into your body. Feel into your breath in this shape. And on your next inhale, coming up, twisting towards the left, right hand to left knee, left fingertips behind you. Take an inhale, sit up nice and tall. Think about lifting the bottom ribs off of the pelvis. And then on your next exhale, maybe you twist a little bit deeper, looking over that left shoulder. But again, it doesn't have to be your biggest twist here. We want to still be able to comfortably breathe. Relaxing that right shoulder down away from the ear. On your next inhale, reaching that left arm up and over at a diagonal. So now feeling a slightly different angle here. Maybe slightly different sensations. Just check in with how you're feeling. Nice deep inhale here, and then exhale that left hand over to the right knee, or just finding whatever's available. Crossing at the arms. Nice breath in and breath out. Your next breath in, slowly unwinding from this, come back up to your upright position. If you feel like you need to roll the shoulders or shrug them in any way, feel free to do that. And we'll find some stillness again here. Stretching the left fingertips out wide to the left side. Inhale, reach your right arm up towards the sky. Exhale, find a nice side bend over to the left. And again, just noticing that right sit bone now. Sometimes it wants to peel up off the mat. Keep it rooted down as you stretch from the right hip flexor all the way up to the right fingertips. Find your gaze, either left hand or up at the right hand. Your choice. Take a few breaths here. Nice deep breath into the right side of the body. And then your next exhale, bring your hands down in front of you again. Find that seated forward fold. Again, rounding the spine a little or a lot, totally up to you. And we'll stay here for a few breaths. So see if you can really find your breath in the shape here. Notice where you feel your breath the most. Is it in the front of the body, the sides of the ribs, the back side of the body, maybe the low back? There's no right or wrong answer, just checking in. On your next inhale, coming up, twisting towards the right, left hand to right knee or thigh, left fingertips behind you, right fingertips behind you. Take an inhale, sit up nice and tall, and exhale, maybe twist over towards the right a little bit more. Take a deep inhale here, long, slow exhale through the nose. And again, just noticing if you can comfortably breathe here. On your next inhale, reaching that right arm up and over at a diagonal. Just feeling slightly into these different angles here. Breathing. Bringing your attention to any areas that you feel a gentle stretch. On your next exhale, bringing that right hand down to the left knee or anywhere in that area there, crossing at the arms. And just find a little bit of rounding here through the upper back. Inhale to unwind from this, come up to an upright position. Again, if you feel like you need to shrug the shoulders or roll them in any way, feel free to do that. We're going to make our way to a seated position where the legs are long down the mat now. Hands are going to go behind us. Bend the knees, plant the feet. Fingertips are going to face our glutes. Take a moment to hug the shoulders back and down. Strong feet, and feet are about hips distance apart. Plant down into the feet and the hands. On your next inhale, lifting the hips, finding a reverse tabletop here. Now, keeping the head at a neutral position, so rather than dropping the head, we don't want that. Keep the head nice and lifted here, neutral position. Breathing here, strong legs, strong arms. Your next exhale, start to lower the hips down towards the mat. Straighten out both legs. We'll cross the right ankle over top of that left thigh. Flex the left toe, sit up nice and tall here. And then just starting to walk your hands down the length of your left leg, finding another gentle seated forward fold. But now we're opening up through the hips a little bit more. And just take a moment to notice where you feel the sensation here. So let me turn and face you here. So right ankle over top of that left thigh and just folding forward to any amount. Come back to sensations of what you're feeling in your body. We won't be here too long. Keep flexing the left toes. Take a few breaths. On your next inhale, come back to an upright position, nice and slow. Extend both legs long down the mat. Give the legs a nice little shake here. Shaking the legs any which way. Shaking out any stagnation here. Then we'll come back to bending the knees, plant the feet, and again about hips distance apart. Planting the hands behind you, fingertips point towards your glutes. Root down through the feet again. Take an inhale, reverse your tabletop. Nice breath here again, keeping the head in a neutral position. Squeezing the glutes here. Deep inhale. And then exhale, slowly letting the hips come back down. Now extending the legs out again long. Left ankle now is going to come over top of that right thigh here. And so hands can be down by your sides as you settle in. Take an inhale here, extend the spine up. And exhale, walking your hands down the length of that right leg. Keep flexing the right toes towards your nose. And just finding a seated forward fold here in this half shoelace position. Take a few breaths. And again, just noticing sensation on this side. Maybe even noticing the differences compared to the other side, especially down the back side of this right leg here. Your hamstring down into the calf. Take a few extra breaths here. And then inhale to come on up. Straighten out both legs. Again, giving the legs a nice little shake here. Any shaking that feels good that you can just release some extra tension. Now let's come back to an easy seated position. Sitting up nice and tall again. Inhale, reach your arms out to a T. And exhale, start to cross your right arm over your left arm, wrapping the arms. We're going to find an eagle bind here. Now, if an eagle bind is not accessible in your body, you can always give yourself a big bear hug, no worries. Wrapping the arms. Let's take an inhale, reaching up. And an exhale, rounding through the spine. Think about bringing the elbows down towards the chest. So it's an inhale to reach up. And exhale, release down, rounding through the spine. Inhale, reaching up. And exhale, bringing elbows down again to any amount there. Continue to move at your own pace. And just know that there's no rush. Checking in with what you're feeling here through the back side of the body. Maybe the shoulder blades. Or maybe you might be feeling more sensation through the arms. Just checking in there. On your next inhale, come back up to a neutral position. Start to unravel the arms, reaching your arms out to a T, and releasing your arms down by your sides. If you need to roll the shoulders again or shrug the shoulders, feel free to do that. Rolling them forward, backward, and take a few deep breaths. Let's come back to that seated position. Sit up nice and tall, relax your shoulders. Inhale, reach your arms out to a T. Exhale, start to cross the left arm over right arm now, wrapping for that eagle bind, or again, giving yourself that big bear hug, finding whatever's available here. On your next inhale, we're gonna on that movement here, reaching up towards the sky. And exhaling, bringing elbows back down towards your chest. And just continuing that movement here, inhaling as you reach up. And exhaling, coming forward, rounding the spine. Keep moving at your own pace and flow. And just letting the breath initiate the movement. A few more times here. On your next inhale, come back up. Start to unravel the arms, reach your arms back out to a T, and then relax your arms down by your sides. Again, if it feels better to kind of shrug the shoulders or roll them in any which way, if that was helpful, feel free to do that. Take a few extra breaths here. And we're going to add on one more thing here, a little bit of a neck release. So bringing your arms behind you, interlace the fingers. So interlacing the fingers just like this, bringing your hands behind you. Make a fist, and then bring your fist over to the lower right side of your back. Take an inhale here, and then exhale, lower your left ear to your left shoulder. Maybe you even shrug this right shoulder a little bit, loosen up through the neck. You can explore with bringing your chin down towards your left armpit and just exploring sensation and different angles here. Releasing any extra tension you might have been holding onto through the neck and the shoulders. Breathing here. Slowly bring your head back up to neutral. Let your fist come back to the center of your back and then release from that. If you feel like you need to move the shoulders again in any which way or shrug them, feel free to do that. Maybe even giving the shoulders a nice little squeeze at the top. And then coming back to some stillness. Again, we'll bring our hands behind us, interlace the fingers, make that fist. Bring your fist to the lower left part of your back. Inhale here. And then exhale, bring your right ear to your right shoulder. Feel that nice gentle stretch down the left side of your neck, that gentle tug just right underneath of the skin. If it felt helpful to explore the angles of moving your chin maybe down towards your right armpit. Again, just exploring sensation, moving nice and slow. And there's no rush. Take a few deep breaths here. Lifting your head, bring it back up to a neutral position. Bring your fist back to the center of your lower back. And then releasing your bind there, let your hands come back down into your lap. If you need to move your shoulders again in any which way, feel free to do that. Let's take a moment to come back to an easy seated position in some stillness. Relax your shoulders. Close your eyes. And just take a moment to notice now what your internal landscape looks like. After just that little bit of movement and stretching, releasing of any tension, maybe you feel even lighter through the shoulders. Maybe your neck doesn't feel as kinked up. Relax the muscles around your eyes, down into the cheeks and the jaw. Softening through your lower belly. Take a few deep belly breaths here. Let's stay and linger in the breath just a few more moments. Inviting in this sense of no rush, releasing any stress and tension here, leaving any burdens on your mat that you might have been holding on to. Feel free to bring hands to heart center. And as we close out this practice, I just want to say thank you for practicing with me today. I hope this was what you needed. And always remember to take care of yourself. Namaste.